All right, we're going to go over your all the quantitative graphs, display, and the applications. Let's see how you did. All right, so here on our first one, this was how much sleep did you get last night? These numbers went from 3 up to 11, so there it was. How much sleep did you get last night? Labeled it, and then we had those amounts in those sections. All right, you can check and see how you did there. All right. Now, look here. I gave you some information. First, round the data to the nearest 10. So I did. And that's why I left some space in that bar there. So 630 to 67, and so on. So I went and I rounded all of those to the nearest 10. All right. So then what is this about? This is about the number of rains that they got in those El Nino years. Okay. So now I asked you to make a stem and leaf plot. So I did not specify if you should split the stem or not. So I have both of them drawn here so we can see how you did depending on which one you chose. So here we go. And then don't forget your key. So here we have like the stems being 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is kind of interesting. Look here, like 60, that would represent 600 that we rounded to. 81 represents 810. See this key here? So that was interesting because we rounded to the tens place. Okay. So there's what it looks like if you did not split the stems and you just did 6, 7, 8, 9. If you happened to split your stem, then here's how that would have looked, 6, 6. So this would be 600s up to the 640s. Go in that bin. And then this bin contains the 650s up to the 690s. Okay, in that bin, and so on. All right, and that's how that would have come out. Moving on. And notice when I did my key, I put the context here. Okay, next. So here we have a histogram, and we're finding those key statistics, the Q1, median, and Q3. So first, I added them up. There's 25 pieces of data. So the 13th piece of data is the median. So I found, so there's 5, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the 13th piece of data is in there somewhere from 15 to 20 hours. The number of hours spent playing video games on weekends. Yikesies. Okay, quartile 1. So we're going to have the bottom 12 pieces of data. It's that bottom half. So 12 divided by 6. So that means Q1. So when we have it in even split, we're going to have to split it between the bottom 6 and then numbers 7 up to 12. And so numbers 1 to 6. So the Q1 is in the between the 6th and the 7th piece of data. So let's go find that. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yay, both the 6th and the 7th piece of data are in that bin. So we know that that Q1 is from 10 to 15. And here's our Q3. From the top, I'm going to go down 6 and 7. That's going to be in that bin there. Going down from the top, the 6th and 7th piece of data is from that 20 to 25 hours on the weekend spending video games. 25 hours, holy moly. Okay, now this one had a lot of data. Whew, I had to really work through this one carefully. Okay, so the first one that I did was, okay, what kind of spread am I talking about? So I did 30, the max minus the minimum, so is 15.4. So I'm thinking, okay, it's about 15. I want 5 to 10 bins. What's easy to get 5 out of 15? Well, if I divided it by 5 to get 5 bins, then I'm going to make each bin about 3 wide. So I'm going to make them all about 3. So that's why I went from 15 up to 18. But are 18s going to be in this? No 18s in that bin. The 18s start here. 18 up to 21. So 20.9 is in that bin, but 21 is not. 21 starts here. 21 up to 23.9, but not 24. And 24 starts here, and so on. And then I had to go through here. I had to like color code it because it was too much data. So you might want to check how you did on that and see what you came up with. But here were those total counts that I came up with for those bins. So here comes my histogram. I labeled it the average travel to work time in the state by the states. Okay, and this is the number of states. And so then there are my histograms. 15 up to 18. So the 18s are in here and the 24s are in here and so on. Okay, next. Make this box plot. Okay, this is a throwback to box plots. So go put this in your calculator and get your 5-number summary. And then let's do our formulas. There's our Q3 minus Q1. Here's our lower fence, Q1 minus 1.5 IQRs, and our upper fence, Q3 plus 1.5 IQRs. So scale, box, fences before your whiskers. Fences, I put them in there. So my lower fence is 17.5. So, look at that min. I'm going to have a lower outlier. So I go and look, and voila, there is my lower outlier. I have one lower outlier at 17. Okay, my upper fence is 37.5, so here that is. So I need to go see how many pieces of data are above 37.5. Well, it's just that one, 42. There could have been more, like there could have been 38, 39, whatever, but it was just one. Okay, so there's that. Now, my whisker goes to the next piece of data inside the fence. So that next piece of data inside the fence is 36. That's why my whisker goes to 36. And on the lower side, the next piece of data inside the fence is number 20 right there. All right, determine the outliers. Same thing. Get your IQR. Lower fence was 0. So was the min below the lower fence? No. No lower outliers. Upper fence was 24. Is the max above the upper fence? Yes. So there's at least one upper outlier, no lower. And now here's some questions that are application ones. Remember, we don't know how many golfers there are in each of these totals. So now, at least half of them, yeah, we can tell half right here. See, look, at least half got 280 or scored less than 288. Good. Yes, because half of them scored whatever that is, like 287 or less. Yeah, so half of them scored 287 or less. Okay, so that's good. And here, no, because we can't tell the number of how many there are. The range of scores for Tournament 1. Okay, so let's look at the range. So, Tournament 1, much more spread out than Tournament 2. So Tournament 1 is a higher range. And then the last one, the score of the golfer with the least was less than. Yes, this one was less than 1. Tournament 1 was less than Tournament 2, not greater than. All right, and here are our upper ones. All of them false except for E was true. E was true. All right, I think that's, now then we just got some multiple choice ones. So number 9, B is the correct representation. Number 10, A is the correct representation. And number 11, I can find where those Q1s and medians and stuff are. That's interesting. B is the answer there. 12, the correct way to do, look, on all of these, the x-axis was ridiculous. So the only one where the x-axis was correct was 12. I think that's it. All right. Hopefully you did well, because now you're going to be having your quiz over your quantitative data.